These were the headlines at the time. Murder, violence, that's what sold papers. And they still capture the attention of readers who look at them now.
And they'll say, whoa, look at this, you know, or did this really happen in Heron? And they are amazed.
And amazed is how violent Grisham felt when a love of genealogy led her to document the turn-of-the-century violence that gave Williamson County the name Bloody Williamson.
It was brutal. I don't know how to say it any other words. It was just brutal.
Several books have now been written about the gangster-style violence that plagued much of southern Illinois in the early 1900s.
It was national news, and you would say you were from Williamson County on, even in the 50s on television, and they would say, Bloody Williamson.
The violence was given names: the Heron Massacre, the Shelton Gang, S. Glenn Young, and especially Charlie Birger.
He would shoot you without any remorse. Throw a pregnant woman down a mine shaft. He had no remorse about it.
These photos document the first taste of bloody violence. Here, miners on strike went to war with scabs in Heron. How it ended? You can see the coffins far off in this photo. But what came next was more brutal. The gangster Charlie Birger, seen here laughing on the day of his hanging, came to southern Illinois and quickly left his mark.
He sold prostitution and bootleg whiskey. And the dice, you know, gambling, whatever. He had cockfights.
Birger's followers then joined up with another gang, the Sheltons, to strike fear into the residents of southern Illinois. And when the law did nothing, citizens made a decision that might surprise you.
The moral people in Williamson County wanted to put a stop to it, so they got S. Glenn Young to come in. He was the Ku Klux Klan leader.
You heard right, the KKK, the white supremacist group with a strong hatred for prostitution and alcohol. And just who led the fight against the various sins? S. Glenn Young, a champion at the time for the people and a member of the KKK. And it wasn't just a building destroyed in a fire a few weeks ago in Heron. It was the last place Young was seen alive. He and an ally of the gangsters had a shootout. Their deaths made front-page news, and the Klan was there for Young's funeral. Now, the rival gangs began to turn on each other. Eventually, Charlie Birger was arrested for conspiracy to kill a local mayor, and when he was hanged, he made history again.
He was the last man hanged in the state of Illinois.
Away from the libraries, there are other places that have evidence of what happened in towns like Heron, including this street corner, where you can see an impression of a gun. Historians believe that someone wanted to get rid of the weapon and threw it in some wet cement, leaving an impression and a permanent reminder about the violence in this county. And there continues to be controversy even today. Some protest why a picture of a Klan leader would hang in a high school library. Historians say it's important to remember the past, no matter how bloody.
Murder, they settled it their way, by violence.
I'm Jeremy Finley for Heartland News.